When your standard salary hits your bank account, you likely mentally earmark it right away for rent, utilities, and groceries. But when you receive a $5,000 Diwali bonus or tax refund, that identical capital is frequently squandered on immediate luxury purchases. Objectively, a unit of currency holds the exact same mathematical purchasing power, regardless of where it came from. So why does the human brain create entirely arbitrary, irrational rules for identical amounts of money, depending on its source? The underlying cause of this illusion is a systemic deficit in basic financial literacy, a massive blind spot leaving populations highly vulnerable to internal cognitive biases. This chart highlights the scale of the discrepancy. While global general literacy, the ability to read and write, stands at a robust 86.3%, the worldwide financial literacy rate languishes at a mere 33%. Did you know that despite global literacy reaching over 86%, worldwide financial literacy stands at a mere 33%? Most people don't know about finance. If this is helpful, please share and spread knowledge. Standard reading comprehension does not equal financial survival. Without a foundational grasp of concepts like purchasing power and compound interest, human beings are effectively defenseless against both predatory marketing algorithms and their own biological impulses. Treating money differently based on its source is a cognitive glitch called mental accounting. Introduced by behavioral economist Richard Thaler in 1999, the theory explains how our brains incorrectly divide identical wealth into separate invisible buckets, each with its own rigid set of rules. This leads to highly irrational behavior. Consumers will frequently maintain a low-yield savings account earning minimal interest. Mathematically, they should use the savings to wipe out the expensive debt, but they refuse, simply to protect the mental label they placed on that savings bucket. Did you know that keeping money in a savings account while holding high-interest credit card debt is a psychological illusion called mental accounting? Most people don't know about finance. If this is helpful, please share and spread knowledge. Mental accounting is also deeply linked to the physical act of spending money. Behavioral economists call this the pain of paying. Because humans are biologically wired to avoid loss, handing over physical cash creates a highly salient, visceral realization that your wealth is depleting. It acts as a natural brake against overspending. Looking at this simplified neural map from recent fMRI studies, we can see exactly how digital payments manipulate this process. Handing over cash illuminates the anterior insula, the region of the brain associated with processing physical pain and disgust. But swiping a credit card artificially bypasses those pain centers entirely. Instead, it illuminates the striatum, actively stimulating your reward network. Bypassing that biological brake carries massive economic consequences. In a landmark 2001 auction study, researchers found that participants instructed to pay with a credit card submitted bids for Boston Celtics tickets that were an astonishing 113% higher than those instructed to pay with physical cash. Did you know that handing over physical cash activates the exact same pain receptors in the brain as a physical injury, but using a credit card can cause you to bid up to 113% more? Most people don't know about finance. If this is helpful, please share and spread knowledge. Digital wallets remove the biological friction that once acted as a brake on our spending. These systems are neurologically engineered to bypass our pain alarms, masking the reality of transaction costs and accelerating a cycle of structural debt. Our inability to regulate spending is compounded by how we perceive time. A biological hurdle known as present bias dictates that humans naturally prioritize immediate, guaranteed rewards over larger, delayed payoffs. In 2009, UCLA psychologist Hal Hirschfield used functional MRI scanners to understand why the brain struggles to plan for decades in the future. The neuroimaging results were revelatory.
When individuals thought about their current selves, regions of the brain associated with self-identity lit up. But when asked to think about themselves 30 years down the line, those regions quieted down. The neural activation perfectly mirrored the pattern of thinking about a complete stranger, like actress Natalie Portman. To your subconscious mind, saving money for retirement does not feel like securing your own future. It feels like handing over your hard-earned capital to a random celebrity, like actor Matt Damon, who just happens to share your name. Did you know that brain scans prove that when you think about yourself in 30 years, your brain recognizes that person as a complete stranger? most people don't know about finance. If this is helpful, please share and spread knowledge. This neurological disconnect is culminating in a massive retirement readiness crisis. In India, the Employees Provident Fund Organization, or EPFO, acts as the primary safety net for over 7 crore subscribers in the organized sector. Yet, because workers so heavily discount the future, the system sees alarming depletion rates. A staggering 75% of pension contributors exit the system within just 3 years, withdrawing funds early to finance their immediate present while robbing their future selves of decades of compounding interest. Prehistoric survival mechanics wired us to secure immediate gratification. In a modern economic system requiring decades of patient capital accumulation, human beings are simply not biologically equipped to naturally prioritize their own long-term survival. Because these financial glitches are deeply biological, relying on emotional willpower is mathematically proven to fail. Awareness is not enough. We must implement strict structural interventions to bypass the brain's flaws.
The first intervention addresses impulse spending through the 72-hour rule. Impulse buying is driven by dopamine, which spikes during the anticipation of a purchase. By artificially injecting a mandatory 72-hour waiting period between seeing an item and executing the transaction, the dopamine biologically subsides. The emotional high fades, allowing the prefrontal cortex, the logical reasoning center, to regain control. Did you know that small, daily impulse purchases account for up to 40% of all online spending, completely destroying your ability to build long-term wealth? Most people don't know about finance. If this is helpful, please share and spread knowledge. To bridge the gap with the future self, economists utilize nudge theory. Programs like Save More Tomorrow invite employees to commit today to allocate a portion of their future salary raises toward retirement. By separating the act of saving from the immediate pain of losing cash today, it bypasses mental accounting traps entirely. Some institutional frameworks are now incorporating mandatory protections to balance immediate liquidity with long-term security. The Indian government's recent update to the Employees Provident Fund, version 3.0, acts as a macro-level commitment device. As this pie chart shows, the framework allows withdrawing up to 75% for immediate needs. However, a strict lock-in rule forcibly holds back the remaining 25%, overriding human irrationality to ensure a capital base compounds continuously until retirement. Did you know that committing to save a portion of your future salary raises today is mathematically proven to quadruple your savings rate, and governments are now forcibly locking away your funds to protect you from yourself? Most people don't know about finance. If this is helpful, please share and spread knowledge. Achieving lasting financial independence is rarely derailed by a lack of mathematical capability. It requires you to abandon the assumption that you will make rational choices in the heat of the moment. By architecting an automated environment with mandatory waiting periods and forced retention structures, you can successfully shield your wealth from the impulses of your present self, ensuring security for the stranger you will one day become.